Michael Lefebvre gives us $10. I work in the oil and gas industry. It is impossible to phase us out with the technology of today. Everything is made from our byproducts, car dashes, carpets, anything plastic. Yeah, that's a great point. And especially with the Liberals, they reiterated it yesterday in the throne speech, their drive to phase out single-use plastics. I sat in on a press conference the other day, and there were some people from the plastics industry on the call. It was a Zoom call. Just the sheer number of billions the plastic industry alone contributes to the Canadian economy. I think it's some 100,000 jobs come from the plastics industry and the plastics supply chain. And the Liberals are vowing to phase most of that industry out in a year. In a year. What becomes of those people? What becomes of those jobs? What becomes of the upstream jobs that feed into the plastics industry? I mean, it is really crazy, especially when you realize that, yes, what is keeping the frontline healthcare professionals safe during this pandemic? It's single-use plastics, disposable, everything. Right now, everything is disposable, as it should be. I mean, there are ways to deal with plastic. I'm pro incineration and turning those that locked fossil fuel back into energy again, burning it for electricity. I think that's great. Recycling seems like it's great virtue signaling, and it seems good in theory, but oftentimes it takes more energy to recycle these things than it does to produce something new. So yeah, I'm pro burning them. There are different ways to deal with plastics, but phasing it out, it's just crazy. And again, the Liberals just want to phase out jobs, and they think they can magically replace them with green ones. But it's never worked anywhere yet. Yeah. And I don't want to be the test case for failure again.
You know, it's astonishing. You nailed it on the head. Sheila, during this pandemic, where would we be? Where would those frontline healthcare workers be and those nursing home workers be without single-use plastic PPE? I think this is one of the biggest reasons why we haven't heard so much as a peep out of little Greta Thunberg lately, because her jihad against the oil industry and single-use plastics, it's not really resonating right now that it's all about the Wuhan virus. So all that, you know, green environmental shenanigans, that has to be shoved off center stage. But yeah, and how tone deaf are these Liberals, Sheila, when during this pandemic, when they were insisting we all mask up, then say that we're on a campaign to get rid of these single-use masks. It doesn't compute.
No, it doesn't. I saw, I think from Environment Canada, they put out a tweet the other day about avoiding single-use plastics during the pandemic. And it's like, you guys have to pick a catastrophe to fix here. Is the climate going to get us? Because then we need to do this. Is COVID going to get us? Because then we need to do something completely different. For me, I think neither one of them is going to get us, and I'm just going to live my life in freedom as much as I can.
That's an excerpt from my daily TV show that I do live at 12 noon Eastern time. We talk about the news of the day, we play interesting viral videos, and most importantly, I take your questions that you chat to me through YouTube Super Chat. I think that's the funnest part of it. So tune in every weekday at 12 noon Eastern time, only here at rebelnews.com.